put together a list of the greatest albums of the 90s, especially rock, alternative rock, and those genres. You will find Throwing Copper in every possible list there is. But prior to that, you came off Mental Jewelry. What made this album different than what you did on Mental Jewelry? And especially the longevity also.
Yeah. Well, you know, yeah, Mental Jewelry came out, I think, in late '91. There was a little bit of EP that came out, and then '92 was when we sort of, you know, really became, you know, a full-time band, if you would, recording and touring. But as the story goes, and it's cliche, but it's totally true, is you have your whole life to make your first album, and then 6 months to make the second one, you know. And we had a pretty good amount of success with Mental Jewelry. It hadn't broken us really internationally yet, except for a few places, and but our video got played a lot, and we sold what I felt was a lot of records at that time, and you know, and we got on college radio, which was a huge thing for me, because that's all the bands I cared about were on college radio, so as long as we were there, I was successful, in my view. So that, all that said, was still, you know, okay, well, we did well enough, okay, now the record company's screaming for another album, and needed it, and, you know, as a writer, I didn't have anything going on, you know, it's just like, it was, you know, we had done so much to that point, and it was a real blank slate, headed into it, which was daunting, but also really exciting, and at that time, I had a buddy named Kurt Heasley who was in a band called Lilies, and there was a really cool little scene going on in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where I had moved to from my hometown. And he was kind of the guy who said, you know, like, let's turn up the amplifiers. You know, here, check this record out by Dinosaur Jr. Check this band, Husker Du and Sugar and Bob Mould's work out. And that's where I started to, you know, kind of expand my, you know, musical and production palette to playing with big guitars for the first time. And of course, being in the early '90s, there was no shortage of inspiration in that. And so, right away, with songs like, you know, I Alone, there was a way to take that pre-chorus and make it go, whoa, you know, hey, just do this. You know, you just put on this pedal, and you just, you know. So there was a whole sort of blossoming in that time for myself, not only as a songwriter, lyricist, melodist, but also this, you know, getting into the instrumentation. It wasn't just an effect of what I was doing. You know, I was just an acoustic guy for my whole career, just writing on that and basically playing that on stage. And I became more of a guitar player, then more interested in that aspect of it. And so before I knew it, really within about 9 months, you know, most of the record was written, pre-produced, and it was just really exciting to go from, oh my God, what are we going to do, to here's this album, you know, that now became so successful. One of my sort of first or only friends when I, you know, wasn't music related, that was a buddy of mine, is an agent named Sean Fay, and I said, I just joking around one day, I said, now I live in Hollywood, you should put me in a movie. And he said, well, as a matter of fact, there's this script, you know, for this movie called Fight Club, and I got the script and I read the book, and turns out, you know, David's a big fan of yours as well, and he wants you to, you know, come on in. And I was going to be a priest, I think, at first, but they took away the priest's lines. So David wanted me to have some lines, so I said, you're going to be a waiter. I said, all right, I can do that. I didn't get to actually fight, though, which was I was hoping to get to throw some blows, you know, get in there and at least learn how to movie fight.
When a lot of artists tour South Africa, they bring their families along because there's so much to see. I'm wondering if you're here on your own or if you've brought your children.
Here on my own. My guitar player, Zach Lloyd, and we have an amazing kind of jack of all trades who does everything. Mike Dalkey is our technical guy and tour manager, and that's it. I have 4 kids now, and school started. It's in full swing, and so there's no, you know, I don't want to be the rock dad who takes his kids out of school too.